I remember looking at my grandmother. She was in a hospital bed at a nursing home. She had to divorce her husband from a hospital bed in a nursing home because he'd been abusing a handicapped child, sexually abusing a handicapped child. And what's so awesome about this particular child is out of all the people he abused, this particular child was the one that took him down. She was so brave. She immediately reported him, and he did time in jail for hurting her. And I was so proud of her. I was so incredibly proud of her for that. And he is dead now. He did pass away some time ago, but the destruction that man left in his wake after all the abuse of all the people that he abused for all the years. Like, he abused my mother, he abused his wife. I mean, at one point he was so abusive that he actually she tried to leave him. He jumped out of a window in their trailer and jumped onto her back and beat her down on top of her back. She tried to leave him over and over again, and you know that old story. But see, that was passed down through my family, and I stopped it. I did have a situation like that happened to me, where the guy put me in the hospital, and he did 4 years. Actually, it might have been 4.5 in prison, because I pressed charges, and I did walk away, and I did get away, and I did stay away. I'm just breaking patterns. I remember back to what I was saying. I remember looking at my Mimi in her bed at the nursing home. So sad, so just weak and sick, and just, I think she might have been heartbroken, to be honest. And she was just in terrible shape. I mean, she always made it sound like she was physically really, really sick. I mean, if you asked her how she was doing, you regretted it, because she would always tell you, her whole story within like 5 minutes. She'd be like, oh, blah, blah, You'd hear about her constipation or her knees or whatever. She had a lot of knee surgeries. She just wanted some affection, some attention, some love, some semblance of love, And she had to divorce that man from her hospital bed in a nursing home. And one of the worst things I think I've ever heard, she told me that a priest, it was either a priest or a preacher, had told her to... So I apologize. I had to come back and do this part later on because when I was driving, I actually had to put the phone down for a moment. So I do apologize for that. What I wanted to put here is basically that there was either a priest or a preacher that had told my Mimi to forgive her husband at the time for doing the things that he had done. Now, I am a big advocate for forgiveness, but not in the way of like continued behavior and just allowing somebody in your life to keep, destroying your life, but more like an energetic type of forgiveness. Like, if somebody does something terrible to you, you can just forgive them inside yourself, and you don't really have to even tell them a lot of the time that you're doing it. And really, because forgiveness is more for you than it is for them anyway, because you can run around all day and be furious with somebody. And I mean, really, what's that going to do to them? Nothing, because they're not going to feel your fury. They're not going to know that you're angry. I mean, they don't care, So, I mean, forgiveness is important mostly for just inside of you anyway. But I think that he was more alluding, or at least that's what she made it sound, like that priest or pastor was actually alluding to her forgiving her husband for possibly, assaulting this young handicapped child and just continuing with the marriage. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, how disgusting, how absolutely disgusting. But anyhow, I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much for listening. Here's a little change of scenery. So, what I was saying was looking at her in that hospital bed, you know, and I was just thinking, like, how much of her life did she even get to enjoy? You know, how much of her life was spent just in misery, you know, just in pain and suffering, you know, due to that man. And I think witnessing her like that, you know, look how beautiful this is out here. So beautiful. Witnessing her like that really changed my mind about what I wanted for myself, because before that I thought the most important thing in the world was to find a partner that you know, would just take care of you, and you know, if you loved them, you loved them. That was it. You know, it didn't matter what they did to you, even, like, you know, if you loved them, you loved them. The women in my family took beatings and degradation and vulgarity and just terrible treatment. And these women were beautiful, you know, beautiful women. They didn't deserve that. They didn't do anything to even receive that a lot of the time. It just occurred, you know, and they just dealt with it. They just stayed, you know. For the longest time, I did too. I didn't, you know, have a backbone, and I would just put up with it. And little by little, I became stronger and stronger and stronger through the years. And then when that guy, you know, put me in the hospital, like I mentioned earlier, that was when I decided things were going to change. And I wasn't going to live like that. And I wasn't going to end up like my Mimi in some hospital bed. Some man had ruined my life forever. You know, it wasn't going to happen, because I wasn't going to let it happen.